For sure. For sure. So anyway, our first guest today is Nifted. So that's kind of amazing, and I love it. And you're. So here, let me call him up and see where it's at, guys. I hope your day's been going good, by the way. Wow, missed you. Good to have you back. Hell yeah, NFTTs. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. We're feeling good. We're vibing. I've been lying down for most of the day. But Kyler, hello, hello. How are you doing, sir?
Hey, Bon, how you doing?
Good, good, good. Guys, if you don't know, this is Kyler, and he's from the Nifted team. And if you happen to not know what Nifted is, basically, when you are working in NFTs, a lot of the stuff is all virtual, but Kyler does this thing where it makes it possible for you to own in real life. So, Kyler, can you give us a little bit of a rundown about what Nifted is?
Yeah, absolutely. So, Nifted, we create NFT displays. Comes in various sizes. Right now, currently, we have our early access display that's out. It is a 5x7 desk series, but we do have the wall series and the desk series XL coming out at the end of this month.
Love it, love it, love it. And so, where did this idea come from?
That's a long story, Von. As
Hey,
you
we got
know,
time, baby. We got time.
as you know, NBA Top Shot hit the world by storm, earlier this year, and it's one of those things where it's like, hey, I just bought this, $200, $300 highlight. What can I do with this? And so, we just got to thinking, and at the time there really wasn't much out there, and we said, hey, let's see if we can come up with some way to display this 24/7, physically, and so that we can enjoy the NFT that we just bought, and that's kind of how it came to be, and we kind of rolled with it. So ended up picking up some traction specifically with NBA Top Shot, and we said, hey, why stop there? Let's move on to all NFTs and try to integrate with all platforms. So that's where we're at today, and the NFT space, man, it's growing, it's constantly evolving, and I guess so are we.
Yeah, love it, love it, love it. And guys, you're seeing one of the ones on the screen right now of somebody displaying a Vogu. And also, there is like a QR code in the corner of it. So are those all like made on your end? Then it like links you to the OpenSea account? Or what's the idea with the QR codes?
Yeah. So what we do is, and how we differ from other NFT display companies or digital picture frames, and because we get that question all the time, like, isn't that just a digital picture frame? We allow for fully customized overlays, which includes the QR code. It includes the name of the project, your specific number. So for an 8, for example, number 8725, that's going to show on the display. We allow for last price. We're integrating, current, bid price. So like if you're walking through the streets and you see one of our displays and there's a current listing price, and somebody QR codes into it, it'll pull them up straight to the OpenSea and allows for them to kind of purchase the NFT right there on the spot. So we wanted to provide an overlay that was useful for viewers, not just the owner themselves, because as the owner, you do have that information available to you. You do understand what you paid for it, but just like any type of art out there, right? There's a price tag, somebody paid for it, and we thought that it'd be useful to have an overlay that kind of described, the worth of that NFT.
So how does it work in terms of like power? Is it something that's always plugged in? Is it battery operated? And what's like the lifespan if it is battery operated?
Yeah. So the early access displays, those are USB-C plugins. It is plugged in the wall at all times. We do listen to our community, and we thought that it would be a cool feature to be able to disconnect that from the wall. So we'll have a end-to-end USB-C port for the 1E that allows people to kind of unplug it and move it to the living room, move it back to the bedroom, to the office, kitchen, wherever. And the battery lifespan will be that of a phone or an iPad, right? So you will want to probably charge it or plug it back into the wall when your guests aren't over, or you just simply need to charge it again. So yeah, that's where it's at.
And so for partnerships, I know that you've done stuff with myself and the Shot to the Moon team. We're seeing the Gutter Cat Gang for the Wall series and some other stuff. And we're noticing in the NFT space, kind of as a whole, a lot of these projects are partnering together for different aspects to kind of create this extra value. But I feel like you guys are something different because it's, like that physical item. It's not, I mean, like, it's not like the one of one or like the used to kind of in the space. So how does it work for you guys with partnerships? Is it something that's an absolute top priority on your end? Are you guys trying to position yourself as the absolute best that there is in the space? Because I have seen a couple of others come out, but I think aesthetically yours ones looks amazing, and I've seen some of the white displays as well, which I'll try to bring up here in a second. But what's your view on partnerships for Nifted?
Yeah, I think we want to stay ground level as a company and as hopefully the primary NFT display company in the space. And in order to do that, we have to develop these partnerships on the ground level. So, for example, we are partnered with the Gutter Cat Gang, and as far as a priority goes, it is high priority. We want to make sure that we are hitting every single one of our customers, right, in some way, shape, or form. So if we can develop these partnerships with some of these NFT projects, for example, and this might just be a little sneak peek for future projects and ongoing, we have in the works potentially displays that are given to you for free when minting an upcoming project, or after hitting a certain threshold of owning the NFT for an extended period of time, and you reach this threshold, that company is going to send you one of our Nifted displays. So it is a high priority, and we think that this will benefit the community because not only are we on the ground level with these projects, that it just allows for us to know kind of what the community wants, what they like, what they don't like, and allows us to make updates for our future releases.
That that was incredible. That was okay. So I think that that's completely game changing if you guys are partnering with anyone to be able to get a display with it. But with that said, on your site right now, the early access for the desk series and whatnot, it's sold out. For supply, is it kind of like an issue on your end? Are you trying to create any kind of scarcity, or what's the reasoning that it's sold out currently?
Yeah, the early access displays, it is a prototype, right? And our
Okay.
software was in the beta stage. What the main thing what we wanted to do with that was to proof of concept, right? Make sure that this is what people are actually looking for. So we kind of did a pilot, test run. It ended up selling out, which was amazing news for us. People are getting their displays at the minute. For the 1E display, though, we're not going to have a supply issue because we know what people wanted. We've made updates to the software, to the application, the way that the display communicates with the application. We've made all these updates to where we think that this is what the community wants. And so that we feel comfortable enough to releasing in the masses our display and not have any issues from a user end standpoint.
Love it. I just found the video for uh, the 1E, and I think it looks super, super sleek. However, it does look like it's almost thinner than the prototype. Am I correct with that, or did you make any kind of like big changes
Yeah.
between the two?
Yeah, the big change is that there's no the bezels, right? That was one thing that we wanted to kind of fix. We wanted the front screen to look more like an iPhone, iPad kind of thing, and we did want it to be skinny. We're using kind of the same feel as an iPad or an iPhone with the metal casing, nice, sleek, smooth. Potentially coming in multiple colors, matte black, silver. So yeah, we made drastic changes to how it looks. We wanted it to be something that you could display, at parties, family gatherings, to where you felt comfortable, like somebody's not going to be like, hey, that's a prototype, right? So the aesthetic part of the early access displays was not necessarily our end goal or main goal for the release. It was more for functionality, and again, the way that the application works with the display. Now that we've kind of solidified how we're going to do that, we are full steam ahead for making one of the best looking displays out there.
I think it looks absolutely amazing. And Jay Berman in the chat is asking about the early edition version. Will they end up having any kind of software updates?
Um, the app itself will update for the early access or the early adopter display, right? So you'll still be able to use your early access display if you have one, along with the 1E that we are giving out for free to those early access display folks. So yeah, you'll be able to use both displays, and the app will continue to update.
Now, on that topic of the early editions, I know in the NFT space they, say, oh, if you are part of the Genesis edition, you kind of get this. Have you thought about anything for the people that were early adopters with this, or is it like we need to separate the, typical NFT Genesis compared to like the Nifted Genesis?
Yeah, we're constantly thinking of ways of how we can reward not only our early adapters, but even the 1E folks. We want to make sure that, like I said, we're ground level. Okay, we're succeeding, we're growing because of the community. So how can we give back? And so we're coming up with ways, guys, that we can, do that. Including, multiple giveaways. We're setting aside a, large chunk of our 1E displays so that we can start giving back, and then, discounts and things like that. And you touched on this earlier with the partnerships, right? That's kind of one way we want to start rewarding folks, is that, if you're holding these NFTs for long periods of times, with one of our partners, we're going to get you a 1E display, right? We think that you deserve that, and clearly you love the NFT that you purchased. You should be able to display it to the world. So those are just ways that we're going to continue to give back.
And so you guys obviously started with Top Shot. Was there ever any talks with Top Shot about doing something in more of an official capacity? Or were you kind of just working on your own knowing, hey, like, there's people that are going to want to do this? Because that Top Shot boom was honestly, like, I think revolutionary and really started this whole entire NFT kick.
Yeah, no, we absolutely one day want to work with Top Shot. I know there's a couple of community managers that have reached out. We're trying to get them some displays to see what we're working with. Hey, I'm not going to turn down a partnership with Top Shot. I don't think anybody would. I think once our 1Es come out and, more people have our device, I think it's going to be, a bigger conversation. But I also want to reiterate that we're also kind of, we're also focusing on other platforms, right? OpenSea. We want, to get into Wax. We want everybody who owns some sort of NFT that's on a different platform to be able to use, our device for that, right? So being a universal, device for all types of NFTs. That's kind of our end goal. So it's not just Top Shot. Yes, we love Top Shot. We started on Top Shot, and Top Shot will always be a priority for us. But we want to continue to grow in other capacities.
Okay, so you hit on a really interesting point there. In terms of compatibility, what blockchains are you guys supporting? Because obviously there's Top Shot, and then I'm assuming like everything on Ethereum. Do you have that integrations with Flow or anywhere else, or how close are you to that?
Yeah, so you hit the nail on the head. We are currently integrated with Top Shot. Anything, everything Ethereum, and we are currently working on, other platforms. So I think with the 1E, we'll probably drop with just Ethereum and NBA Top Shot. But by the time we start working on our second edition, maybe even the Wall Series when that drops, we'll definitely have more, platforms integrated.
And how big is your team?
We have a pretty small team. We have a dev team, and then obviously on the business side, we've got a couple guys. So, not the biggest of teams, but we've got heart, and like I said, we're all a part of the community. We started in the community, and so I want to keep stressing that we're we know, and it started with the fact that, I wanted to display my NBA Top Shot moments. So, the size of our team, we may be smaller, but we sure as heck have heart, and we're going to listen to our community, as best as we can.
So if I was going to say, hey, 5 years from now, what does Nifted look like? Do you have stuff in the metaverse? Are you planning to do anything with that? Are you doing merch? Are you just sticking with displays? 5 years out, what does it look like?
Oh, 5 years out, Vaughn, wow, we have a lot of different ideas that we want to go to. I won't go into too much detail because it's stuff
Yo,
that isn't
leaks,
even
leaks,
out there,
leaks. Yeah, yeah, I feel you. I
isn't
feel
even
you.
out there in the world. But we're talking, amongst ourselves about potentially 3D stuff, holographic stuff. We don't want to be just a display company. We want to work on, evolving how we interact with NFTs. So not just displaying, but hey, what else can I do with an NFT? Specifically like Zedrun, right? Like the ability to, potentially with our displays, um, play with your horse, feed your horse, pet your horse with our, integrative touchscreen. So a lot of different things that we're working on in the future. But obviously it starts with just getting people ways to display their NFTs, and then we can kind of start focusing on some of that more advanced concepts, and going from there.
Love it, guys. If there's anyone in the chat that happens to have any questions for Kyler, feel free to bring it up right now. So NFTs are saying a chess set that I can play touchscreen with my NFTs. Yeah, that'd be pretty sweet for sure, for sure. And how big do you think you guys are going to go with this? Because somebody was asking about, like, if you ever going to have anything for, like, walls that don't have, like, a backlight. But I'm also thinking these would be sweet to have in, like, arenas, malls, or anything like that. And obviously there's, you know, other ways of doing it. But for people that are just, like, really obsessed with doing something, they don't want to, you know, figure out how to put stuff on, like, a USB stick, etc. Have you thought of doing anything that's, like, really, really massive in size? Or is that way too much of a cost for, like, shipping and whatnot?
Yeah, I think that's definitely on our roadmap. We are in the middle of coming out with our roadmap that we're going to release to the public very soon. One of which includes, yeah, potentially working with some of these stadiums. You know, walking through, you know, a mall or a bar and seeing NFTs that can be purchased from, you know, the bar owners or the stadium owners, and you know, it has their name at the bottom that shows that they own it. Specifically at the NBA, if we start reaching and making our way into NBA stadiums, you know, all those posters, all those, you know, huge, you know, images of players. Yeah, we absolutely want those to be NFTs one day. And we absolutely think that that's where the future is going. And, you know, it starts with what we're doing now. And eventually, yeah, we're going to grow into those bigger size displays. Shoot, maybe even a billboard. You know, you driving down the highway and you see just a big old NFT billboard. You know, that's ultimate end goal.
Love it, love it. That's amazing. And can you talk about your Discord or socials or anything? Like, are you guys having any upcoming giveaways, or what can people find within your Discord? And I'm going to link it up here in the chat.
Yeah, so what we're going to be doing over the next couple of weeks is, and I don't know the exact date, but in, you know, a few weeks we're going to start. We're going to release a pre-order date for the 1Es. And with that, we're going to be doing some major giveaways. So if you're not already in the Discord, if you're not following us on Twitter, you're going to want to be, because there's going to be a lot. And like I said, we're going to continue to give back to the community that's showed us so much support and love to start. And yeah, those links, those Discord links and the Twitter links, you know, that's where you can, you know, get information on that.
All right, well, I think we'll wrap it up for right there, Kyler. I really appreciate you coming on and giving us all the insights, and would love to have you back on when you guys come up with your next set of series.
Absolutely, Bon, and don't worry, we're gonna be getting you a 1E over to you very soon, so you can show your
oh, okay,
show your viewers.
Yo, leaks. I love it. I love it. All right, boss. Enjoy the rest of your day, and we'll chat soon.
You as well. Bye bye.
All right, there's Kyler. Holy smokes! All right, cool. So we I think I got free stuff on that call. That's news to me. Here we go, baby. Love it. I feel like I'll end up buying one anyway. I think they're really, really cool. Initially, I didn't care. Like, I have to say, back in the day, I didn't think that I was ever going to really want a physical display for this stuff. I'm like, it's on my phone, even though this is my wallet. We're calling it a day. Now I'm like, you know what? We can vibe with it.